The IWI Galil Ace, let's check it out. There have been a lot of firearms that have come out of Israel that have just been epic, whether it's the Uzi, whether it's the Desert Eagle, and others. But one, to me, that was the most effective is the IMI Galil, based originally on the Finnish Valmont, which is in 7.62 by 3.9, which was designed after the AK-47. This design itself has a lot of cues from the AK. In fact, it's called the Balishnikov, because of the original designer was Balishnikov. And this is a really excellent firearm. It's served in a lot of different conflicts all over the world. In fact, it's served in over 25 different military and police units in 25 different countries. Now, one of the big drawbacks of the original Galil was the weight. Weighed 9.6 pounds. So when IWI took over, they designed the Galil Ace, and this has the polymer frame, which actually reduces the weight by about a pound. I want to thank IWI for sending the Galil Ace for the test and evaluation. Now, this is a rifle that I've really been looking forward to, and it's the IWI Galil Ace. The Israeli military has been using Galils for decades. It is a variant of the AK-47, but much more refined. Even though it's a lot of the same basics, it feels like a totally different rifle. This one is in the 7.62 by 3.9. We're gonna make sure the gun is unloaded. We have our mag release right here. Check the chamber, and the gun is unloaded. That is super smooth. And one thing you need to be aware of is if you get an Ace, to keep it 922R compliant, you have to use US mags. And so the Magpul Gen 3 mags are just excellent. Now the polymer frame follows the receiver all the way down. And then we have like a mag well, which makes this really nice to be able to take your mags in and out. One of the things about the AK is just an opening. With this, it kind of guides your magazine in, so you're able to snap it into place. Of course, it does retain that paddle lever right here to make it easy. These magazines work really good, and I appreciate Gun Mag Warehouse for sending about 6 of these for us to do the review. The whole rifle is very well finished. I mean, all the metal parts are very smooth. The finish has a really nice sheen to it. And the cuts, even though they're well rounded, are very crisp. Now, the Galil Ace has an ambidextrous safety, so we have it right here, but we also have it right here above your grip. The charging handle is on the left side, and it is reciprocating. This plate keeps dust and dirt and everything else out of your receiver, which the AK has like a slot right here, and that is one of the things, even though the AK is super reliable. So when I bring back my bolt, the plate actually lowers. You'll notice it kind of rocks, but it keeps this sealed. The Picatinny rail all along the top of the receiver, and it comes all the way out to the front sight. The front sight has protective ears, and there is a tritium insert in the post. We have a rear aperture sight, and it does flip down for a little bit of a larger, more combat sight, or for your target sight. And this is adjustable. Now on your forend, there are covers, and you depress and then just push forward. And now you have your Picatinny rail. And they slip over mainly just to protect your hands. It does have an adjustable stock with a lever. And then you have a cheek piece, and this is removable. And the stock is foldable. Now the folding stock is a proprietary system, so you can't put standard AR-15 stocks onto this tube. But it is fully adjustable, and so it makes it really nice. And again, this is removable. Now the barrel's 16 inches, it's cold hammer forged, it's chrome lined as well. And it's a 1 in 9.5 twist rate. Now the muzzle brake is a modified bird cage, and you can see it's got a different lockup system. These are opposing threads to be able to tighten this down correctly. but it is 5/8 by 24 threads, at least on the 7.62 by 3.9. So you can put different muzzle devices on here. We're going to check the trigger pull action. The gun has been safety checked. The trigger actually is a pretty decent trigger. There's a little bit of take up. You hit a wall, and then a pretty decent snap. I mean, especially for a military style firearm. Reset right about there. They say that it is one of the sniper Galil triggers that they've installed in here instead of the standard military grade. While it's not exceptional, it's a decent trigger. We're going to check the trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. 5 pounds, 8.9 ounces. 5 pounds, 6.3 ounces. 5 pounds, 5.6 ounces. Now for accuracy, we're using one of the primary arms 1:8. This is an ACSS reticle for the 7.62 by 3.9 or 300 blackout. And we're using one of the American Defense mounts, which QD mounts. And that's one thing about this setup is you're able to use a standard scope on here. With the cheek piece, it lines up with the scope, but if you want to use your irons, you have to take your cheek piece off. Now, even though this is based a lot on the Kalashnikov design, it's definitely much more smooth. It's more refined, in my opinion. There have been a lot of upgrades with the Galil Ace over the standard Galil, as we've talked about, and one is this charging handle on the left side of the rifle, which to me makes it really user-friendly. I really like it to be on this side. It helps. I can keep my hand on my grip. I can keep my trigger finger ready, rack the bolt, and it's ready to go. Of course, this is the 7.62 model, so we do have the AK magazines, and it's in 7.62 by 3.9. But again, this is available in 5.56 and 308. We're going to be using some 123 grain Wolf Poly Performance.
Love it. I can't stop pulling the trigger on it.
Getting down to the range, one of the things that I noticed right up front was how smooth the action was. One of the things about an AK-47, which I love the AK, but the Galil takes it another step farther. I mean, it's really smooth shooting. It just seems like the controls are actually in a better place, in my opinion. You still have that same battery of arms with taking your magazine in and out, but with this mag well, it makes it a lot easier. The trigger has been improved. Of course, allowing for this cheek piece, you know, we put optics on here and we've got a good cheek weld. Take it off and you can use your iron sights really well. But I also love the fact that the stock does fold. So it makes it a very compact little carbine. And I'll tell you guys, you get the Galil Ace out to the range and you're gonna love it, especially if you're an AK guy already. To me, this really complements the AK family. Having the dust cover on top will not give you the kind of accuracy you're going to get out of a fixed receiver with the Picatinny rail. I mean, there's no movement perceived, but there's definitely some flexing that's going to go on there that you're not going to get with a solid piece. But even then, we were still getting really exceptional groups, much better accuracy than I can typically get with the AK because of the Picatinny rail here on the dust cover. You know, typically with an AK, you've got the side mount, then you've got it high up, and you know, it limits you to what you can do. And that's one of the great things about the Galil. It really allows you to do a lot right out of the box. Now, shooting at 100 yards, we were getting about 2-inch groups here. This was actually a really nice 1-inch group. We had one flyer. Here another decent group with a flyer. But really overall, very good accuracy considering that the scope is on top of a dust cover. But it is a very secure fit. We're going to disassemble the rifle. The Galil is a lot like the AK with the dust cover here, with the spring-loaded tab that's connected to the guide rod. And this holds the dust cover on. But there are 2 slots here where the dust cover fits down in, and that makes this a lot more stable. And it also fits here at this corner, and we'll look at that when we reassemble it. But what we're going to do is just push this in like we would. Now, it's really tight, so it takes a little bit of pulling up. Pop it off. Again, it's fairly tight, and this one's pretty new. I've only disassembled this one actually a couple of times. Here we have our guide rod and our recoil spring, and it pulls out again like the AK. One thing you'll notice is there's a buffer back here which kind of softens a lot of the action, and then there's a buffer little sleeve back here that's made of rubber. Pull back our bolt assembly. This is a long stroke piston, very similar to the AK as well. And one thing that's very different is the way the dust cover fits. There's a couple of slots right here. It just fits down into it, and then here at your gas port right here. Of course, the hammer, the way it's set up, it's definitely very similar to the AK. Here you can see inside the dust cover, very simple to clean. Just a really nice piece. Now, one thing you will notice is the way the sight tower is different than the AK. Of course, with the bayonet lugs removed as well. Guys, that's all you need to do really to field strip. And you notice these little shelves on either side, and that corresponds right here with a little with slots. So when you're putting in your gas tube, you're going to make sure that it gets into those slots and then connects. Next, we take our bolt assembly, get it started, push down, move forward. Recoil spring and guide rod. Now what we're going to do is when we put this in, we're going to set it a little bit back, just like this, so it doesn't quite go into the slots right here, and I'll show you why in a minute. So we take our dust cover. There's an area right here that corresponds with this little slot. You just fit it in. You want to make sure you have it down, and again you'll see these slots right here, and this is where your dust cover fits. So what we're going to do is go ahead and pop our dust cover on like that. Now, take your charging handle, bring it back, and it's back in place. Now, retail price on the IWI website runs $1,899. I saw them in a number of places for around the $1,700 mark and a little bit less. And so that'll just give you an idea of what kind of prices are out there. Again, it comes in the 7.62 by 3.9, it comes in 308 and 5.56. If you want more information though, go to IWIUS.com. Now what led me to do the review on the Galil is I recently did a Such's Christmas gift guide for rifles. And IWI had participated. They sent the Galil for me to test and to shoot for the gift guide. And I got in touch with IWI and just said, look, why don't I go ahead and do a full review on the Galil, because I was pretty excited about it, and they definitely supported it. I want to thank IWI for sending the Galil for this test and evaluation. And I'll tell you what, check out the gift guide. I'll have a link down below at getzone.com, and it was a lot of fun, and we did a 3-part series, so I think you may find it pretty interesting. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Galil Ace was a retail price from IWI, I believe, is 100. And one of the great reasons is because of this smooth like butter, baby. That's great. There we go. Well, shoot, did it again. Dadgummit. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic.